What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another Ranger Talk episode. And as you can see here, I have a very, very special guest here today. It's none other than the magnificent Jamie Beckham from the band Violet. How's it
Hi
going,
guys,
Jamie?
what you're doing?
I guess watching the video, right?
Probably.
Yeah.
So
How's
happy
it?
to be here. So
Oh,
happy to be here today.
thank you so much. The pleasure is all mine. You doing all right so
Mm,
far today?
Yeah, of course. I woke up early together with my boyfriend, and then I just did a little grocery shopping and stuff like that. And yeah, now I'm just chilling and having this little chat with you.
Awesome. Yeah, groceries are important. Yeah, you need to make sure
Yeah,
you're stocked up.
definitely.
Very
We ran
cool.
out of stock here, so I had to do this.
Well, that's good. I guess you're all set now. You're good to go. So, but yeah, if anyone saw my reaction or not reaction, my chat that I had with Manuel, we kind of got a glimpse of behind the scenes of the songwriting and the music and things like that. But I thought it would be really cool to get your perspective, to talk to you and see, the band and all that kind of stuff through your eyes, as the lead vocalist. So again, thank you so much for being here. And
My pleasure. Thank you.
of course,
It's my
so
second interview ever. My second interview ever, and the first one that will be streamed on YouTube. So I'm very excited, but guess we will have a lot of fun here.
yeah, cool. So I guess first and foremost, I just want to ask you, when did you first decide, I guess, that you wanted to be a singer? When did that kind of cross your mind, and how did you get into that to begin with, being a vocalist?
I guess this is it all started probably with my parents because my parents grew up in the 80s, and especially my father, he had about 4 or 5 thrash metal bands at the end of the 80s. And
Wow.
yeah, he's more the death metal, thrash metal type of guy, and my mother is more into 80s pop music, but also into 80s heavy metal. Her favorite band ever is Warlock, and the favorite band of my dad is Kiss.
Okay.
And of course, also a few thrash metal bands just like Anthrax, Slayer. And as a child, I just started to listen to this music because of my parents. And I was listening to the CDs we had and stuff like that. But a band on its own never really catched me at the beginning. And there's one thing that I can't compare with to the other guys in the band, that I'm different from the other guys in the band. All of the other guys have favorite bands out of the 80s.
Yeah.
So like for example, the favorite band of Philip is Toto, for example, or Danger Danger and Firehouse for Manuel and Maurice and stuff like that. But my favorite band is a band out of the 2000s, late 90s, and everyone hates them, and I will never see the reason why. My favorite band since I was 4 years old is Lordi,
Oh wow.
the
Lordy,
monster
wow,
band
that's
that won the Eurovision Song Contest back
yeah.
in 2006. And that's when my interest in music started, because I was sitting in front of the TV at our old, we had an old 80s TV back then. And I
Yeah.
was sitting in front of the TV, and my parents were watching the Eurovision Song Contest, and I was 4 years old back then. And then this band came up, and I always loved these horror kind of things, like skulls and skeletons, stuff like
Yeah.
that. I was never a normal girl. I was always interested in these goth-like things.
Yeah.
And I was also interested in this kind of rock music. And Lordi combined both. They had
Hmm.
these wonderful costumes those monster costumes and this amazing show with all the pyrotechnics and stuff like that. And then it was this perfect hard rock music. And that's the reason why, for me personally, this is the best band in the world, because it combines both of these things. And my 4-year-old self was watching this and I was so shocked. I had so big eyes and stuff like that, and I was just like, what is this?
Yeah.
What's going on there? And that was love at the first sight. And then I was asking my parents, why are the monsters talking there and stuff like that? I was so confused. But since then, it was my favorite band, and it still is to this day. And Mr. Lordy was such a big inspiration for me to also start singing. And after that, my parents bought some Lordy CDs,
Hmm.
and my 4-year-old self was starting singing and stuff like that to the Lordy songs and
Wow.
to Iron Maiden songs and everything. So I was more into metal at the beginning,
Yeah.
and I still am, but AOR is also my thing now. And yeah, that's kind of how I came into that 80s stuff and how I came into that singing stuff. So yeah,
Well, that's
it's
so
Lord
funny.
God.
Yeah, Lordy is not what I would expect, to be your big inspiration and to get you into singing, no less. Um,
No
but
one would expect that, but they put me where I am now. So I'm very thankful for these guys.
wow. How cool is that? Yeah, I remember too when they kind of first really hit the scene, and with the Eurovision, and wasn't it Hard Rock Hallelujah that was the song that kind of took them to the next level? And I remember seeing that
Yeah,
song, and it was unlike anything I've seen before too. I was like, oh, this is wild. But
they have much better songs than Hard Rock Hallelujah. You have to definitely compare this song to the others, because the much older songs, like the songs from the Get Heavy album from 2002 or something, they are so amazingly good.
wow,
And it sounds like you would have picked a stolen album from the 80s somewhere. It's amazing. I
really?
love it. And yeah, I always loved the earlier times from them. Hard Rock Hallelujah isn't their best song, I would say.
Yeah, no, that makes sense, especially,
Yeah,
like their whole discography. It's like, a lot of times the best songs are the ones nestled away in the albums and not the ones like,
absolutely.
yeah. So yeah, no, I totally
Absolutely.
get it. I totally
Yeah.
get it. So all right, so that got you started in singing. And how did you wind up? Were you in any bands before Violet, or it's one thing, I guess, you start singing, but when did you know that you wanted to be in a band? And were you searching, did you want to be in a band just like Lordy? Or was it kind of a surprise when you wound up in a band like Violet?
Yeah. Yeah, I always wanted to play in a band, and I always wanted to be the singer of a band. So
Okay.
and yes, I was searching before. Uh you have to know that I'm living in a complete different part of Germany than most of the other guys. So Manuel, Philip, and Maurice are from Stuttgart, and I would say this is more in the southern west part of Germany, and
Okay.
I'm more in the southern east part. I'm from Bavaria,
Okay.
and I still live there and stuff. So I'm from the city of Nuremberg, and in Nuremberg, the rock scene is completely dead. I swear, it's completely dead here. We have just one single bar left from the 80s, and all the other bars are closed right now. So
Wow.
the scene is absolutely dead here. We have about 3 other people here who are 80s rock fans, and everyone else is more into that deathcore emo stuff.
Okay.
And so in Bavaria, the 80s rock scene is completely dead. And I was
Wow.
always searching for band members, because at the beginning I wanted to have a full female rock band, more in that
Yeah.
girl schoolish style.
Okay.
But it never I never could do this because in Nuremberg you have no young girls who are rock fans from the 80s, you know, with
Yeah.
all that bands like Warlock or Lita Ford. Nobody likes that here.
Wow.
And yeah, then I had to search in the rest of Germany because I also didn't found any boys here. We just had no one here.
It's just
And
you.
yeah,
You're
and
just
we
the only
still,
one living. It's your own, you know, it's your own town, basically, it
yeah,
sounds like.
yeah,
It's just you and just nothing else around, except a few
yeah,
emos walking around.
we still have three other guys here in Nuremberg who are 80s fans. One of them is my boyfriend, and the other one played drums in the Violet band right at the beginning, and now
Oh,
he's the drummer of the band Savage. I don't know if you know them. They have some kind of waspish style,
yeah,
so
yeah.
they're much into Wasp and Accept from the style.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was our very first drummer, and he still
Wow.
is a very good friend of mine. But yeah, you don't have any more people here, so we had to search somewhere else.
Yeah. And so how did that lead you to meeting the fellas from Violet? How did that all come together, and what was your thoughts, you know, once you kind of showed up on the scene?
This is a very good question because this is a very long story. I will take it a little shorter for you, but um, you know, do you know the band Maverick from Metalopolis Records? They're from Northern Ireland.
Yeah, yeah, I do actually.
Yeah,
Yeah, from Metalopolis.
the
Yeah.
guys from the guys from Maverick are long long-yeared friends of mine, and yeah, every time they have a tour in Germany, they're asking me to participate on their shows to kind
Oh,
of sing a few songs with them live and stuff. And they once had a show in my hometown back in 2018, and I was singing 2 or 3 songs with them live. I guess it two, yeah, it were 2 songs. But yeah, then the manager of the band, Eddie, who is now our manager, he was here back then, and I was about 15 years old or 16 years old back at the time. And yeah, I was singing with the guys of the band, and then after the show, I just went to the merch and just chilling with the other people there. And then Eddie came and was completely shocked because he never had seen such a young girl performing that live before.
yeah,
And he was just like, oh my God, I have to give her my contacts and stuff like that. And so he came to me and said, I have a band for you if you want to. I know these guys from Stuttgart and this one dude from Nuremberg, and if you want to, you can be a part of this band. And I was just like, oh my God, this isn't real right now. I was searching for a band for about 5 or 6 years and it never happened. And now
wow.
I had the opportunity to actually play in this band. And yeah, so he brought me to the guys, and we had this meeting back in April 2019, also at a Maverick concert at a bar in yeah, in that Stuttgart part of Germany.
Yeah.
And that was the first time we all met, and it was love at the first sight. And right now
Oh,
we are best buddies, and since then my life has changed so positively. And yeah, the band was probably one of the best things happening to me in my entire life. So yeah, and it was all just because I was a fucking lucky bastard.
sometimes that's all it takes, you know. But you had the skill to back it up though too. Like, you know, if you weren't up there singing the songs with Maverick, if they didn't want you on stage and this and that, then you wouldn't have gotten noticed. So, you know, there's a little bit of luck, but there's also, you know, definitely some talent and skill on your own behind that too. So, and
Thank
it's
you very
crazy at
much.
such a young age, you know, getting
Yeah.
into that scene and all of that stuff. You know, that's very impressive. And
Some would say it's exactly the right age because all the big stars started when they were about 18, 20, and I'm 20 right now, so it's the right age, I would say.
Yeah, that's cool. I guess it's just like, in the melodic rock and AOR scene these
Yeah,
days, you don't
yeah,
see
definitely.
any real younger bands, it's more, older, I'd say.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not gonna like, you know, go through ages here, but yeah, folks my age and above, I would say. So but yeah, so it's really cool, to see, the band and the young when you met Violet, were the guys like yeah, I see the girl. Is there someone else? Were they kind of surprised how young you were, or was it just like, oh no, this is cool?
I don't know if Eddie already told him because
Oh,
it
okay.
was we never talked about my age that much. It was just can she sing?
Yeah,
And then
fair enough.
Manuel told you about that in his interview part,
Yeah.
that he played some kind of hard song and
Hmm.
a song from Night Ranger. I remember it was also a Night Ranger song. And we were sitting at the bar and he was playing these songs and I was singing to it. And then they were like, oh my God, she can actually sing. What is this?
Yeah.
And stuff like that. And yeah, that's
How
how
awesome.
everything happened.
How awesome. So, what did you think once you actually, started working with them and listening to the songs and, how did you, because the whole band, it just has such an authentic sound to it,
Yes.
and that's one thing I love the most. And so how did you really kind of uh, find your voice to really kind of capture that spirit as well, because you got the attitude behind your voice and you got that sound, that the classic sound, and how did you find that voice? What was your approach to singing on those songs?
This is a very tough question because I only did what I had to do. I was
Yeah,
just singing. And then most of the parts came naturally to that. So I never had the intention to put some very dramatic stuff into my voice or something. I just did what I had to do. Okay, sometimes, but that happened not very often. Sometimes our producer said, hey, can you put a little more sexiness in that one and a little more like that? Okay, that happened, yes, but most of the time I
yeah,
just did what I had to do and what I wanted to do, and that is singing, and singing like I always sang the years before. So
yeah. Wow, so
I
it
just
all
did.
really was the perfect fit. I mean, that's just so crazy how it all came together like that.
Absolutely, it was pure luck, the purest of luck. So yeah.
And I guess pure luck then also for all the fans, because we have the awesome music now too. So it's
Oh,
like
thank you.
fortuitous for everybody.
Oh,
Yeah,
thank
but
you so much.
no, of course. On some of the songs when Manuel he kind of takes some of the vocals, were you like, hey man, back off, the singing's my deal, what do you think you're doing here, champ? Or were you just like, oh no, this is
Beginning,
cool?
I will be completely honest. At the beginning, I was exactly like that, and I was like, "What the fuck? It's a female-fronted band. What are you doing here?" But yeah.
That's
But
too funny.
later on, I started to listen to the songs, and I was just like, Starship also did that kind of thing, so it sounds very good." And yeah, and on the second album, we will also have a lot of parts where Manu is singing, so nowadays I don't think it's that bad anymore.
Okay, well that's good. It grew on you
Yeah.
a little bit, I guess. Yeah, you've forgiven him, or maybe not
Yeah,
forgiven him, but you're just like, all right.
he
It's-
never did anything wrong, but yes, to put it into words, yes, I did. And nowadays I'm cool with it. And the fans love it, so and that's the most important thing. When the fans love it, then it's okay for me too.
Yeah, there you go. It's yeah, but so with the music videos, you know, I talked to Manuel about the music videos a little bit too, but I want to hear kind of your side of it a little as well. As again, I keep throwing out the word authenticity, and the videos, they just look so, it literally looks so 80s. Like if someone didn't know, and like I've said before too, when I first saw the reaction, or you know, watched Sophie, I was like,
Mhm.
both the sound and the video are just so authentic. I was like, is this like one of those long lost songs or bands that's kind of being re-released now, so you know that everyone can hear it? And I was like, are they actually from the 80s? I can't tell, like what is going on here? So what was
Then
it
we
like?
did everything right.
Right. But so it seems like you had a lot of fun doing the music videos, and like with Sophie,
Yeah.
and really getting into it, and the attitude, you know.
Yes.
Where did how did you find that vibe or that style? Did you try to pattern your what's the word I'm looking for, your performance on in the videos, like on anyone in particular, any inspirations for that, or just kind of was again just being yourself?
I have a lot of inspirations on that one. I'm always looking at original videos from the 80s, like from Lita Ford, for example. I really love her when it comes to the attitude. And also, I'm a very big fan of Doro Pesch when it comes to the Warlock times.
Mm-hmm.
And I had some kind of a mix out of these two in a few parts, but most of the video, it's just me being me. And me being that stupid kind of little singer, just trying to be cool, stuff like that, you know? And Sophie was the funniest video of them all. We had so much fun shooting that one because we were at the rehearsal room till about 5 o'clock in the morning,
Oh.
and we were shooting so hard, and still it was so cool. We had so many funny moments to laugh about. And yeah, it this video is, in my opinion, it's completely perfect. We couldn't have done it any better, really. And
Awesome.
it's also one of my favorite songs on the album, and one of the first songs Manuel has ever written for Violet. So
That's
yeah.
incredible. Yeah, that's incredible. Yeah, what a great song. Definitely one of my favorites as well. Um, what is your favorite song on
Cover
the
model.
album? Cover
Cover
Model.
model.
I had
I
it, you
love
know,
this song so much.
you know, it's funny. I had a feeling because I remember when I was talking to Manuel and he was telling me his favorite. He was asking me my favorites and stuff like that from the album after it released. And the Cover Model is also one, it's in my top three favorites from the album. And I remember thinking to myself, I was like, I bet Jamie, I have a feeling that this would be her favorite song, just
Yeah.
because the vibe and the attitude about it. And I was
Yes.
like, I bet she really gets to just go all in on this song, and I bet
Yes.
she just digs it. So I'm not
Yeah.
surprised.
Of course. Yeah, and what I love about this song is that in this song I had the opportunity to just put everything when it comes to strength in it. So the
Yeah,
other songs are more soft when it comes to the singing parts, but this one, this is a tough woman singing.
yeah.
And I was so proud of this one, and so happy to also have this side of me hidden somewhere in this weird kind of thing that I call my body. So
Yeah.
I was so excited to sing that one, and also live. And I was also putting the guys into, yeah, we have to play that one live. I'm so excited for that one. And now
Oh,
we're playing it live, and it's also the song I have the most fun with when it comes to the stage performance. I'm
yeah.
so happy about this one. But one question I have to you, you told Manuel at the last time that your one of your favorite songs is Only Love.
Yeah.
For me personally, I can't stand this song
He
in any part.
He
How?
told me that. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
actually my number one favorite. My favorite
What?
song on the album. I know, and he told me, he said
Oh my
that,
god.
yeah, he said he was surprised because he said other people have told him that that's one of their favorites too, but he said but the band
Yeah.
hates that song. And I was like, what?
For
Where
me
did I get this song?
personally,
It's got such a nice melody. I guess maybe it's a little cheesy, but it's got a nice feel about it. I don't know. I dig it.
on this part, we also have to say that when it comes to music, I know I'm from the metal scene usually, but I still love poppy AOR. But
Yeah.
this one, it's way too cheesy for me
Cheesy.
personally. And for me personally, everyone in the band knows that, so I'm not telling any bad things about them
So
or
they're
something
not
like
gonna
that
watch
here.
this later and be
Um,
like, how
yeah,
could
no,
she?
no, they will not, because I'm telling that every time we're listening to this song or we're going to play that one live, and I'm always like, oh no, why? So for me personally, this song it's a good song. I don't want to bash Manuel here, but it's more like a filler song. And yeah,
Oh,
I don't know. For me personally, it's a little
yeah,
too cheesy. I like it when it's a little bit more rough and a little bit more, you know.
yeah,
And Only Love is not a song that fits into that. So
yeah.
sorry, Manu.
Oh, I think he'll be all right. Yeah, especially because it seems like a lot of folks like it, and everyone, of course, is gonna, like some things or whatnot. But yeah, I don't know what it is. It's just the vibe about the song. I don't know. But I dig it. But then Sophie and Cover Model are my other two of my top three. And those
It
have a
has
little
a
more edge.
very it has a very happy vibe, definitely. So,
Yeah,
but yeah, these three are a good choose, I would say. So
except
yeah,
Only Love, right? I guess I
yeah,
just find
but
it sweet.
it's still a good song because Manu really put a lot of effort into that one, and I'm very proud of him for that. So it's still a good song, but it's not my personal
Yeah.
favorite thingy.
You're like you did a good job, man. It's not my favorite, but well done. Yeah, nice
Exactly.
try.
Yeah, nice try.
Nice try. But just do better next time. But nice try.
The next album will be awesome.
Oh,
Awesome. We're now into that writing process, and oh my god, the next songs will be so fucking good.
wow.
So good. And I mean, Illusions was already a very good album, but album
Yeah,
2, oh my god, this will be a lot better. A lot.
a lot.
So
Wow.
you can be very excited for that one. It will be very, very good.
Wow. I think you're gonna have people really, really stoked now because wow, a lot better. And Illusions was amazing as it was. So wow, can't wait. Can't wait. And what do you think of the song "Burning May"? I know that's the
Yeah.
popular favorite. Um,
Yes, I love that song. Burning May is also one of my favorites on the album. And nowadays, I'm very proud of Manu doing the vocals there because it sounds so good. And he also had a change when it comes to vocals in the last 2 or 3 years.
mhm.
And with every year, he got a lot better.
Oh wow,
And when we recorded Burning May, he was already so good with controlling his voice, and that's why the song is so awesome. And I also like it when we play that song live, because it's also the song where everyone puts his lighter up in the air and is like,
right?
hey, going like that.
Yeah,
And this is so cool, and I always get goosebumps when looking at all the people in the crowd having their lighters up. It's just like being at a Scorpion Stadium show,
right.
just in a little smaller, you know. it
Yeah.
it it makes me so unbelievably happy to be a part of this project, and I'm so proud of everyone participating in that. And yeah, for this one, Manu can be very proud of himself, definitely.
Awesome. Yeah, high praise, of course. But yeah, so what when I know when I spoke to Manuel, he said that they all really kind of just embody the 80s in their daily life, like their real life, like all the
Yeah.
time, like with do you do the same? Are you
Yes.
also just really just wearing the 80s attire and just rocking
Yes.
the 80s look?
Yeah. At the beginning, when I was about, yeah, I would say 14, 15 years old, I was more into that goth kind of thing, and I was always wearing black, had blue hair and stuff like that, and very intense makeup. And I was at the beginning, I was very inspired of bands like The Cure when it comes to
Okay.
makeup, or Susie and the Banshees. I was a big fan of that
Mhm.
new wave 80s
Yeah.
goth stuff. And in the last few years, my style changed completely, not only for Violet, but also for myself, because in the last years, I had a very, yeah, let's say depressive time. And in the last 3 years, I would say it got a lot better. I felt better myself and I felt happier. And today I'm probably one of the most happiest persons. And that's why I needed a change. I couldn't be with that whole depressive vibe anymore. And
Mhm.
that's why I changed my hair back to its usual color, got a 80s haircut and stuff like that, and my complete wardrobe got changed. And now I'm more into that, yeah, let's say 80s rock, but sometimes also 80s metal kind of thing,
Yeah.
because I also have a battle vest and stuff like that. So yeah, that's my thing. And I also have a Exciter poster here. So
Nice.
yeah, I'm a big fan of 80s metal too. And yeah, now I'm feeling completely comfortable with that and completely happy. And yeah, I couldn't be happier. My life's great.
Oh, that's awesome to hear, and so cool. I just think it's so neat how you guys are just living that 80s just lifestyle, in the daily life.
It was the coolest times of all. I mean, the fashion, the hair, the music, the movies, everything. Mwah.
Yeah, it was pretty stellar, eh, to say the least. And I think that's why it's coming back, and everyone's like revisiting the 80s because it's like, man, what a cool time, man, with the neons and just again the sound and
Yeah,
arcades, and that's good stuff.
that
Can't
was
go wrong
so amazing. Sometimes I feel like I was born at the wrong time.
with it. I thought that myself too, but even though I am grateful to have been born in the 80s, so at least I am an 80s baby, but so I can't complain about that. But yeah, hey, we can do the best that we can though, and the times that you know, we're living.
For me, for
Um,
me, the saddest thing is probably that back in the 80s, we had a lot of bars and clubs in Germany with that rock and metal kind of music, and nowadays we have one.
one,
To say it, okay, to compare it with the other cities, we're now in Nuremberg, so in Nuremberg we still have one, but in the other cities there three or two or something like that,
yeah,
but not that much. And I'm just like, oh my God, I can never just drink a lot and party the music and stuff like that
yeah,
in a very cool bar. This is so frustrating. And back in the 80s, here in Nuremberg, we had 6 bars
wow,
with glam metal, thrash metal, heavy metal, all
the
that stuff.
worst.
And they all closed in the 90s. And that is so frustrating.
Yeah,
That is so unbelievably frustrating. And
that's
my
too
parents,
bad.
they visited all of these, and I was just like, oh, come on.
I know. Stop telling me all these cool stories about all these bars that I
Yeah.
can't even go to anymore.
This
Yeah,
is so sad. This is
yeah.
so unbelievably sad. And now everyone's this techno kind of thing
Mhm.
in the clubs, and that is not my thing.
Not your GM.
So now home parties are much better than going out because there you
Right.
can put on your own vinyls and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh.
There you go. You do what you can. But so you like music and stuff from the 80s. Do you like the movies and stuff like that as well?
Of course. Of course, my some of my favorite movies are from the 80s, and especially that puppet kind of thing was my thing. So I'm very interested in movies like The Dark Crystal, for example,
Oh
or
yeah,
Labyrinth or Willow, all these practical effects movies.
yeah,
And when it comes to horror movies, I'm a big fan of horror movies too, then I love all these things just like Evil Dead. All of
yeah.
the Evil Dead movies are mwah. Or, I also love Nightmare on Elm Street. I'm a big Freddy Krueger fan and stuff like
Yeah,
that. So I just love these practical effects, and we don't have them anymore. And this is so sad because it just breathes life into the not only into the music of the movies, but also into the movies itself. And it's so sad that we have to put CGI everywhere.
yeah.
It takes the life out of the movies.
Well, I definitely agree with you about the practical
Yeah,
effects. That there's something to be said about that. It's just, especially in horror movies, I feel like seeing the practical effect of everything, it makes everything feel a little creepier. Like, because it
yeah,
just seems like weird, because when you just CGI and make everything look like really clean and all that stuff, it just feels more like you're watching just the movie. But the practical effects and seeing how they bring certain things to life, it just, yeah,
exactly.
it just kind of adds a lot to the movie.
And for me personally, I know I'm a big fan of horror movies, but I don't want to see everything. And
Yeah,
nowadays you have to put some torture scenes everywhere. And back in the 80s, like in the movies Hellraiser or something,
yeah.
then you could see that it's just leather that is ripped up with fake blood and stuff like that. And
Right.
nowadays, the 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 effects are so realistic. And
Yeah,
for me personally, I don't want to see that kind of realistic things. For me, it's completely okay to just not see everything.
yeah.
And that's why I prefer 80s horror movies a lot more, because I just want to have a good time and not be completely traumatized after watching the movie.
Right.
Yeah,
That's too funny. So you already said that you're really excited about the new album that you're working on and all that kind of
I
stuff.
am, yes.
Wow. Do you already have a favorite song?
I do, but I won't tell the title
No, no,
because
of course.
surprise, surprise.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
but this one I can say is the so far best Violet song ever written by Manuel. This song coming up will be a complete masterpiece.
Wow.
Definitely.
Have you been able to give some input or, work with him a little bit on certain songs or certain sections or kind of throw some ideas at him, things like that?
I could, but usually I don't do that because yeah, I'm a singer, but I don't understand anything about music. I can tell you, uh, yeah, put it more into this kind of mm, thing and stuff. I don't get anything about music. I can't play a guitar. I can't play keys. I can't play drums. I'm just singing. So most of the time, I just let the dudes do that because
Yeah.
I don't know anything about this. I
No, that
just
works.
try when it comes to recording. Then I always put this kind of note of myself in it, but that happens completely natural.
Yeah.
But the songs are completely written by the other guys. I'm absolutely bad in songwriting. We shouldn't do that. Then Violet would be one of the worst bands ever. So no, nope, this
No.
will never happen.
Yeah, you're like, you guys write the song, I'll show up, I'll do my thing, I'll add that, little extra the vocals and pull the whole thing together and there we go.
That's how it
It
works.
works.
That's how it works for us.
It works. Cool.
Yeah.
So what are you most looking forward to like in the future here, both with Violet and any other endeavors currently planned?
Yeah, actually, I'm starting a job in September,
Okay.
some kind of computer thingy. but I wouldn't see myself somewhere else. So yeah, I'm starting a job in September, and I hope that until starting that job, we will have a lot of great concerts with you
Yeah.
guys out there. And I'm very excited because in 1 week we already have a gig with the amazing Supernova Plasma Jets. I
Wow.
already participated with them live about 3 weeks ago or something, and it was awesome. And we will do the same at the upcoming show in 1 week again. So I'm very excited for that. And yeah, just being happy. This is the most important thing, living life, being happy, be good to everyone, have fun with your friends. Yeah, that's what life's about.
Awesome. Those words to live by, indeed. And how you said be good to each other reminds me of Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. Do you like that movie?
I love this
That's
movie.
so
It's so
good.
good.
Yeah, it's incredible.
I was
Absolutely.
I was watching that one 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago with my boyfriend
Oh,
again,
really?
and it was so funny. Oh my God.
Yeah.
And I love this young Keanu Reeves. He was so cute back then.
What do you mean back
Yeah,
then? The man, I don't think he's aged a day in the last
yeah,
30
he
years.
aged just like a fine wine, and he still is one of the greatest actors ever. I love Keanu Reeves.
Yeah, he rocks.
And I already love him because of the memes. As you know from my Insta page, memes are
Yeah.
everything for me, and
Yes,
Keanu Reeves
you
is
do like your
this kind of,
memes.
yeah, he's this kind of meme king. And I mean, he was in the fucking SpongeBob movie. How great is this?
He was?
He was, yes. He was in the new SpongeBob
Oh, the
movie.
new
It
one.
came out 3 years ago or
Oh, wow.
something.
I didn't
And
know they
that
had a
was
new
so
one.
cool.
Wow.
Yeah, because 2004 in the SpongeBob movie, David
David
Hasselhoff was a
Hasselhoff,
part
yeah.
of it.
Yeah.
And in the new one, Keanu Reeves was a part of it. And I was just like, oh my God, this is going to be one of the best movies to
Oh my
ever be made.
gosh.
And yeah, it was very good. So yeah, you have to watch
I
it if
do
you're a
have to watch
SpongeBob
it
fan.
now. Yeah, I haven't watched SpongeBob in years, but I used to love it back when it did
It's one of my
the original
favorite
run.
shows. You will never get old enough to watch it. So I still do that every year. Just watching Patrick being completely dumb,
Oh,
it warms my heart.
yeah,
No, it
SpongeBob's
really is one
legendary.
of the best shows, and it gives me that kind of childhood flashbacks. And yeah,
Yeah,
I'm also watching that very often with my boyfriend. It's very cool to have found someone who is watching that shit with you when you're
yeah.
at home. It's so cool. I have found the right one. I tell you.
Yes, indeed, indeed. Because it's so funny to, well, first of all, I have to watch that SpongeBob movie now. If Keanu's in there, I'm telling you what. But it's so funny to hear about all of the things that you like, because it's like you're going from like 80s horror movies and 80s metal and this and that, and then to SpongeBob, and it's just like,
That's
we're
me.
like, yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. You're not like just, uh, you know, uh, just one thing. It's like, all these different things that, you're an eclectic person in your tastes. And
For
it's really
example,
cool.
when I leave my Spotify playlist on shuffle, then it could also happen that there's one song from Death and then one Lady Gaga song or something like that, or a Bruno Mars song, and after that, a song from Judas Priest and stuff like that. So
Wow.
I'm I'm a kind of strange person when it comes to tastes, but yeah, I like everything, almost
Cool.
everything.
You like what you like, and that's awesome.
I like what I like. Yes,
Yeah.
I'm
So
just
cool.
being.
That's all you can do. Yeah, and it works. It works because I think everybody has enjoyed your voice and your performance with Violet, and you bring
Thank you so much.
that extra spark. All you got. It just the band, everybody in it meeting together and doing their thing. It literally is just like wow. It's so cool how it all worked out, and y'all are doing something really unique and awesome. So it's
Yeah.
really
Yeah,
exciting.
we
Looking,
love every second of it and we live every second of it. And of course, the fans are the most important thing because they brought us where we are now. And I can't wait to be on a stage again, to see everyone again. It's for me, it's one of the greatest things in life. It's awesome. Music is everything.
Awesome, cool. Well, it is so wonderful to talk to you, and it's so cool to hear that the upcoming, you know, that new album that you're working on. Not only is there a new album in the works, but that, in your words, it's a lot better than
Yeah,
Illusions. So that's kind of just mind blowing right there. So can't wait to see what y'all are working on, and I hope you keep having fun with it, and I hope you keep enjoying, you know, what
we
you're
will.
doing.
It's what we live for. So yeah, we will.
Sweet.
Thank you so much. Was great. It was one of the best things I've ever done in this year. And I mean, the year is not that long
I
now,
know.
but
Yeah.
it definitely is. One of the best things I did this year is this
Cool.
interview with you. So
Very
thank you
cool.
very much.
Well,
It was so cool.
again, it's my pleasure, 100%. And I just want to let everybody out there who's watching know that I'm going to put everything Violet, you know, social media, links to the music videos, all that stuff in the description down below. So go check all of that out, and, you know, see what they're up to, follow along, all of that good stuff. And, you know, and have in the comments down below, why don't you all tell us your favorite song from Illusions? Let's see what's
Yeah, I
going
would
on.
love
Let's see if,
to hear what you guys think from the
yeah,
album. So yeah, put everything in the comments.
do
Even
it.
if you think I'm completely stupid, put it in the comments.
Ah, too funny. Yeah. Yeah, comment it up, and you know, we'll be checking it and seeing what y'all are writing. But yeah, so everything Violet in the description down below. Go have fun, check them out, and yeah, be excited for new material that they're working on. It's coming, and so yeah. And thank you one last time, Jamie. Really appreciate it.
Thank you
It was so
so
cool
much.
chatting
It
with
was
you.
so cool. Thank you very much.
So awesome, my pleasure. And yeah, thank you all for watching out there. And yeah, I hope you all have a good one, and we'll catch you next time. Ranger
Yeah. See you
out.
soon. Bye.